He paused a little bit there when you said he was your favorite, or you were his favorite.
I know. I know. Are we on?
I don't think he was.
I know. No, I know.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm a close second to Austin. Thanks for coming on the podcast, man.
Yeah.
Nate Angles, tell me a little bit about, or I guess tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
Man, I'm a real estate investor, real estate agent in this Milwaukee area, but starting to do stuff nationwide, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
So this is why it's perfect that I'm interviewing, and I had to tell Nate to like stop talking because we were catching up, and that's kind of what I wanted to do for the podcast. So,
yeah.
What's going on with the team, bro?
Yeah, I mean, well, to finish, am I supposed to look at this camera?
No, either one, dude, either one. Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, so obviously we know each other from Keller Williams.
Yep.
And we had a lot of fun while we were there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was there probably like 2-3 years.
I was telling Sarush that like you would like pump me up. Like we'd have our like meetings at the coffee area just to like we would talk about like new deals happening or like investments and stuff. And it's almost like coffee mastermind in the morning.
Dude, it was great.
Yeah.
And you were the only one that when I was heavily prospecting expireds, like you were the only one that I would ever know that I would compete against. Yeah. It was awesome. And I don't think I ever lost.
No, you actually beat me on one of them. Remember
That's what I'm saying. I don't think I ever lost to you.
No, not yet. Yeah. Just wait till, well, you're not.
I don't do expireds anymore.
I was gonna say, yeah, you're not in that realm. Thank God.
Yeah.
Is the team doing expireds at all? No.
Mm-mm.
So, all right. So with you, like what I remember when you first came in, it was you and a partner for a little while, and you guys had mastermind all the time. You guys ended up like partnering, and you created like almost 2 divisions.
Yeah, with Ben.
Yeah. So what were those like? What did that look like, and why?
So we knew each other for a long time. I got him into real estate in 2019 when I joined a team. He was deployed and didn't know what he was going to do, and then I was like, dude, this is crazy. Like I think I closed like 14 or 16 deals in 6 months.
Dang, your first year?
Yeah.
You know, I sold one house my first year.
I heard on your podcast. But now you're a crusher, so you're a killer. So
trying.
Yeah. But anyway, so he came back, and he was there for like a couple months, and then I deployed. So then I just, sent him all my referrals while I was gone. But anyways, then we kind of started a business together in 2020, and then went back to real estate in 2021, and that's when we joined Keller Williams. And so we've been like side by side this whole time. Mm-hmm. It was funny too, because 2021, we both did 26 deals. Like
that's awesome.
We've just been like the same. And then 2022, I had like a breakout year. 2023, he had a breakout year. Like both have sold over 50 homes a year. And then 2024, well, actually end of 23, I was kind of evaluating what my goals were. And I was like, dude, I really like the investing side of real estate. Right. And that's actually why I joined. Like when I first got in real estate, 2017 was when I got licensed. And the reason I did it, I was deployed in the military and I heard of Grant Cardone. And I was like, dude, that's what I want to do. I want to be a real estate investor. Right. I had no clue what I was doing though. I bought a house that year though, a house hack, right? Duplex, lived in it.
Yep.
And I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to get my real estate license. I'm going to be a full-time real estate investor. And then I got my real estate license and then started, selling houses for friends and family, and then got caught in that.
Yeah.
So then I realized like, this actually wasn't what I wanted to do with real estate, but I just kind of got caught into it.
Yeah. With the investing side.
No, with the agent side.
Okay, with the agent side.
Yeah.
Well, you have to talk to Austin because I'm trying to convince him to house hack and do the duplex. He's just, he's a little freaked out, like worried that if like a furnace goes out or something, like
that's like any house.
Yeah, I know. Right. I know. That's what I'm trying to tell him.
Worried to buy real estate?
No, he wanted to buy a condo.
Oh, we still have to fix the furnace in a condo.
Yeah. And there's HOA dues.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I'm trying to get him to do it. At least the
No,
whole
I
thing
think it's
too.
a great idea because now that duplex, dude, I bought that 2017 for like 160. It's worth over 300 now. And my mortgage on it is 1,200. My rents on it are 2,600. So it's
dang.
Like, and 2020, I refinanced it, pulled out $36,000, used that to buy my next house that I live in now. So and I bought that with a VA loan, 0 down.
That's wild.
So I bought a house with 0 down. Now I have like, I don't know, 100 and some thousand of equity in it. I get $1,000 a month plus in cash flow, and it paid for my down payment on my $500,000 house.
See, that's
So
why
it's like, dude, real estate, man.
I know that's why I love like the long-term holds. And it's not like how you just said that you just had an asset that you could use the equity from to buy another one where it was nothing out of your bank account.
Yeah, you're doing that right now, right? Yeah. So
that's how I did it with the last one, where it was they call it the blanket mortgage, or you like collateralize another one.
Yeah.
Where they almost put a lien on it. And then after let's say for easy math, it's $100,000 for the duplex. Okay.
Yep.
20% down on that would be $20,000. So they fully financed the $100,000, but it put a lien on the property of $20,000.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're not refinancing or anything like that. So you could keep your low interest rate if you had one beforehand, right?
Right.
Once you get 20% equity in the one that you bought, you could appraise it and remove that lien and redo it.
And now you own it for $0 out of pocket.
It's wild.
Yeah.
Now you said that you were getting $2,500 or $2,600 for
duplex.
Which one is that?
West Dallas.
That is the West Dallas. A side by side?
No, upper lower.
Whoa.
But that's both sides.
Oh, okay. Like combined. I was like, man, maybe I'm charging a little too less on the duplex. Okay, on the one in Delafil, I'm saying $2,500 for one.
No.
Like, oh no, maybe.
But I'm saying the building, my total mortgage, is, including tax and insurance, is $1,200, and I get like $2,600 in rent.
Dude, not freaking bad.
Yeah. So like, and the funniest part of that is I use this story all the time when I'm talking to people, especially like new homeowners or new investors. Is that property didn't appraise when I bought it by like $6,000, right?
Okay.
And so the seller wanted me to pay $3,000 and he was going to pay $3,000 or whatever, something like that, right? And I was almost like, no, there's no way I'm paying over what it's worth, right? And then my agent talked me into doing it, and now I look back and I'm like, dude, if I wouldn't have done that, I would have lost out on hundred plus thousands of dollars.
I know.
It's insane.
Because you said you bought it for what? And
$160, and it would probably sell for close to $300.
Yeah. No, we know that there's other benefits like the tax. Did we talk? Were you talking about that? And I just clearly wasn't listening or something.
No, I wasn't talking about that. But yeah, tax benefits. You can depreciate against your income. That really helps real estate people more.
Yeah,
but it still helps people who own the real estate, because as you buy more and more units, like you won't pay any taxes on that income.
Yeah,
because it gets written off.
Yeah.
Loss. So
what? How many do you have now?
I have the 2 duplexes on my own, and then a duplex that I have 2 partners on.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're like that one we bought this year, and we put like $120,000 into it. Total remodel.
Yeah.
But we did it with like a construction loan, so we only had to put 20% down to the whole project.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then now we're getting it rented out and everything.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Now I know like the other investment sides are flips and wholesaling, right?
Yeah. So that's what I started doing this year. Yeah. Yeah. So the 2 divisions, going back to your original question. So me and Ben we each had our own teams. And I wanted to really get into the investing side. And so I tried starting to do that, and then realized like if I really wanted to do well at it, I had to do it full time, right? I wanted to go all in on it. But I had clients that that were coming to me. I had marketing on the real estate side. I had a team, so I didn't want to just like get rid of all that. So I went to Ben and I was like, hey, what if we did this? What if we created 2 companies? We have a real estate team, like agents, right? And then we have a real estate investing company. And then you can run the team, I'll run the investing company, and then we can do both.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's what we've been doing. And so we call ourselves One Roof Real Estate, because we have all your real estate solutions under one roof.
Yeah. That's awesome. And how's it going when you dove all into just the investing side?
So there's been a lot of learning this year, right? I think I've always invested in myself though, right? And so I've invested in coaching programs this year. I've invested in a lot of marketing, just trying trial and error, you know, done direct mail, done, online leads, done, like cold or like texting, like where I paid a VA to text different homeowners and stuff. Yeah. I didn't do cold calling because it was more expensive than the texting. Okay. So I was like, well, I'll just do the texting.
Yeah.
So overall, there's been a lot of learning, but it's really starting to ramp up right now, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Like this month, next month, it's starting to look really good. We've closed, we've done a few flips of our own, and then we've done probably 6 or 8 like wholesale type transactions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what did you find the most effective way to find these?
So right now, my best marketing is online. So
Yeah.
Google, Facebook, YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you get the calls then at that point.
Yes. So
Yeah.
I'm the only one in that business right now. So
Okay.
I'm the sales like acquisitions person. So I'm the one calling the sellers. I'm also the dispositions person. So I'm the one finding the buyers.
Okay.
Right. I'm also the transactions right now.
Dang.
I'm everything. Yeah. Because I really want to understand the whole business. So then I can start to hire it out. And our first hire will probably be like another acquisitions person to help with that, because the lead flow is starting to get like today alone. I got 2 new contracts and maybe a third one, and I sold a contract.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So let's say starting with like you get the lead calls you from your Google ad.
Yep.
What happens?
So they don't call me. I get the lead through the website and it goes to my CRM. I call them. They get a text automated right away, but then I call them as soon as possible, like within 5 minutes. Speed to lead, just like in every sales business, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, call them up and, just kind of go through a little bit of a sales process with them. Just kind of like, hey, tell me a little bit about the home. Tell me why you're looking to sell it, right? Because these people in the wholesale side, there's really 3. Well, I'll back up a little bit. Like a lot of people ask, well, why would they sell their house at a discount, right? Rather than just go to a real estate agent and sell their house on the market. And there's really 3 aspects to a sale. This is what I like to explain. Number 1 is the price, right? Number 2 is the convenience. And then number 3 is the timing of it, right?
Yep.
And so with a cash offer, you're getting the speed, right? And the convenience, but you're sacrificing price, right? And then with the going to it with an agent, you're getting the price, like you're getting the best price that you can get, right? You are waiting a little bit longer, and it's a little less convenient because you may have to do repairs. You will have to pay commissions. You will have to pay closing costs. So the convenient side of an offer with us is like, hey, it's as is. You don't pay any closing costs. You don't pay any commissions. You don't worry about any repairs. We take care of all that. It's very convenient for you. And for that, you do sacrifice a little bit of the price.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people like think when it comes to wholesaling or flipping, it's like, oh, like they're just taking advantage of people. But exactly what you're saying though is like price isn't for everybody.
Right.
Everybody is like, I mean, for example, I was talking with a gentleman who, and this was an opportunity I wish I would have been able to take advantage of, and I just couldn't. But it was where his mother passed away, unfortunately. He was actually staying in the house. They didn't want to go through the whole probate process, and the bank was just going to take it. And he was living with parents. He couldn't afford the mortgage, so he was going to be out in like 3 months. And I asked him, I said, like, what would happen if we decided to pay the mortgage off?
Yeah.
Our win, of course, like why we do it is we do want to make money. At the same time, what benefits you is we'll give you another 3 months of rent free. That way you could get yourself back on track. And they entertain it. Like why it didn't happen was the bank took it over already.
So
it was
you can do it fast enough.
Yeah. But again, it's like,
there's situations where they kind of have to do it like that. But there's other times where, have you ever traded in a car?
Yes.
To a dealer?
Yeah.
Did you know that you could have made more if you sold a private party?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So you knew that you were giving up price for convenience?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So it's the same thing.
Yeah.
And some people do that with their houses.
Which makes perfect sense, dude. Because like we had when my wife bought her BMW, she had a Volvo, and she's like, "We'll just trade it in." And I was like, "No, I'm gonna put it on Facebook Marketplace."
Yeah.
We did, dude. We sold it to a guy. He paid it all with 20s and dollar bills that reeked of weed.
Oh my.
And then he, like, after we sold it, he tried contacting back. He's like, "Dude, I want my money back." I'm like,
"Oh my god,
sorry, too bad, so sad."
Yeah.
So then she actually just recently got a Tesla, and I was like, "Honey, I'll just sell the BMW off market." She goes, "No,
yeah, absolutely not
doing that again." So that's like,
yeah,
and that just happened, man.
Yeah,
that just happened.
Yeah.
And you said you did 6 wholesales so far?
I'm trying to remember it. I was just looking at it. I think it was 10 total. So there was 3 flips, so 7 wholesale.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you like
That have closed, and
have
we have like 6 or 8 under contract.
dang.
Yeah.
Now, how many under contract to close?
Out of those, 2 of them.
Okay.
Yeah. Because like I said, I just got 2 today.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So even with the ones like the 6 that closed, did you have to write like 12 to get 6 to actually close, or was it just truly 6 for 6?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, I think our fallout rate is right around 30%.
Okay.
So 7 out of 10.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah. And the other thing that's interesting is we're writing all these offers sight unseen.
How do you know? What? Okay, we'll talk about like why.
So I'm the whole one of the biggest reasons for me also to do this is I want to create a completely virtual business.
Okay.
Where I can go anywhere, I can work anywhere, I can go to any market, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so so like I don't go to the houses at all.
Okay, so if you don't go to the houses, how do you know it's a good deal?
Yeah. So number one, we are going to underwrite the deal based on just kind of our assumptions from the call, and then we get photos done.
Okay.
And when we get the photos back, that's when we kind of confirm the condition and either say, hey, it's worse than we thought. We would actually need to be at this price. Or we say, okay, great, we're good. And then we go and we find our buyer. So it's almost like a pre-qualification script for some of these with the sellers, basically. Yeah.
For ones that are like doing listings or real estate listing. It's like pre-qual before you go out. Okay.
Yeah, but we're just paying for photos. So there's a little risk on that, but that's about it.
So you don't make the sellers take photos?
No. We pay for professional photos.
Dang. Okay.
$150.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah.
And then you know that you're keeping them honest.
Yeah, we're getting good photos. We can go and sell the property easier with those. And then, another strategy that we've been doing is we've been marketing some of our deals on MLS. Okay. Right. And we have a process for doing that. And we're able to sell some of these wholesale deals to end buyer, like retail buyers. Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So did you hear that from like a mentor, like when you coach like some of those programs?
Oh yeah, all that stuff.
That's actually genius. See, like those are things I never would have known.
Yep.
Like I think one of the biggest reasons a lot of buyers are afraid to do wholesaling is I think they're worried that if I write the offer and I can't find the buyer, I'm stuck buying it.
Right. Yeah, there's always due diligence.
Okay. So explain that, because maybe some people don't understand that.
Yeah, so we write in, a due diligence, which gives us the ability to, number one, walk through the property. The sellers are allowing us to do that, so we can have our buyers walk through.
Okay.
And number two, pre-market the property, right? And so by pre-market, we mean like send out pictures, put it on MLS, and we get their signature to do that. And then it allows us to, find the best buyer, And then they're okay with it because they're getting the convenient offer. They're getting their price that we agree to. They don't have to worry about anything else.
So where do you find these buyers? I know you mentioned MLS on some of them.
Yeah, that's on some of them.
So I think another portion is like, man, if I don't I need to find the person who's going to buy my contract. Where do you list it other than MLS to find those?
So we've tried like Facebook groups. There's a lot of investor Facebook groups where you could say, hey, I got a deal on this zip code around this price. Is anyone interested? Then people will comment on it, and then you just message them and say, hey, here's what I got. So I've assigned a couple that way. Another way is there's softwares like PropStream where you can go to a zip code or go within a mile radius of the property, and you can look up cash buyers, especially ones that are owned in LLCs. And then you can skip trace those LLCs, and then you can go ahead and call them and be like, hey, I know you own a property real quick. Would you want another one right near it?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because I have PropStream because I've been starting to call probate leads instead.
That's a great lead source.
I love probate leads.
Takes a little longer sometimes. But
it does. Yeah. It does. But I had no idea you could actually do cash buyers on that.
Yeah.
That's wild.
And then you skip trace them. It's a little harder sometimes to skip trace LLCs.
Okay.
It's a little bit more legwork, but once you have the buyer, then, you can always just reach out to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I do have actually you need to talk to Austin because he's got a package of 5 investment properties that, like the guy unfortunately passed away, but I don't know. It's like they still owe a lot on the mortgage. He bought it like a couple years ago, but it might be a good fit. I don't know. Anyways.
What are you guys going to do? List it?
I think in the near future we are.
Nice.
We're just kind of prepping it because they're going through the probate process right now.
Yep.
So they got to get the domicilial letters, right?
Yeah. Domiciliary. Whatever.
But yeah, it's like right freaking there. So when it comes to, because you said you also did a couple flips, and how many have you done?
So we've completed start to finish one.
Okay.
We have one that we've finished the renovation. It's under contract with a buyer, supposed to close in December.
Sweet.
And then we have a third one that is in the renovation process.
So why did you choose to flip those rather than wholesale? Because wholesale, I feel like it's like, bam, you like.
So that's a great question. The first one I chose to flip because when I started the business, I thought I wanted to do mostly flips, actually, right? I was like, I didn't really know all the different exit strategies out there. So I was like, well, yeah, I knew guys who were out there flipping houses, like renovating them, buying them, renovating them, selling them. And I was like, that looks like a great way to make income, right?
Yeah.
Make good spreads too. And then I started doing it, and the first one I did, that's why I did it. The second two were because I bought them from wholesalers. Okay. So you can't really wholesale from a wholesaler very easily.
Makes sense.
They don't want you to, so I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
So I'm the end buyer in that case.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you just found the deal and just like made sense.
Yep.
Are you hiring a team to do the work, or okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was one,
and that's another thing is like, I don't love the whole renovation process, the construction process, managing the contractors, the hard money loans, getting private money for the difference. Like there's a lot more that goes into that. So if I can mostly wholesale, especially with being able to add in different extra strategies like MLS and stuff like that, it allows you to still make pretty good spreads without the risk of the flip and the operational, stuff that goes with that too. Yeah. Trying to renovate.
Wholesale or flip, which one do you like better?
Yeah, wholesale, dude.
All day long.
Yeah.
Yeah, easy peasy. Yeah.
It depends on
Quick
your goals
turnaround.
though, like if your goal is you want to do a few flips a year and, make 30, 50 grand on them, like that, I would probably just do that. But if you want to be like doing a lot of deals and like doing direct to seller marketing and all that, then the wholesale makes more sense because it's like, you're just focusing on getting the deal and selling the deal. You're not focusing on like the construction and all the other operational like drag that there is.
Off camera, you talked about you just started outside of Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was that freaky?
A little bit because like being an agent here, I have a pretty decent idea of the market. So we actually started like in other areas of Wisconsin first.
Okay.
Just to try to test it out.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And then from there, we started getting leads in different states like Illinois, and, some in the South. They're kind of like random right now. So we're kind of ironing that process out. But yeah, it's the same thing, since I'm not going to these houses now. When I first started too, I was actually going to all the houses. So I would go there, I'd get pictures, I'd talk to the seller, I'd get the stuff signed just like a listing appointment.
Yep.
Then I transitioned to, over the phone where I just send out the contract. I walk them through it. I send out someone else to do photos. I get the photos back. Then I, do whatever the marketing process is. And then, just send it to title and then never have to step foot there.
So what's the farthest you've gone so far out of state?
The one that's under Illinois, I think. Yeah. Which that's just was just a random one.
Now, when you say that you're ironing it out, are you trying to find areas that I guess like are like more? I guess how would you figure out if that area has more opportunity?
Well, yeah, that's the other interesting thing is like you don't want to be really rural, right? Because then there's not a lot of buyers, right? And so if you can sell on MLS, though, you have a better chance because all the buyers are on MLS, But what you would do is kind of the similar thing with PropStream is you can look and see how many cash buyers are in that area.
Oh, okay.
Just to kind of get an idea how many transactions are happening in the area on MLS, just to see that too. That'll give you an idea of, if there's not very many happening on MLS, like there's probably not that many happening off MLS.
So you're doing basically trial and error right now.
Yeah.
You're not finding like a coach that's like, dude, this is the area. Like you
have to, I mean, they're all over. Like there's plenty of great areas, you know? So I'm not like focused on that right now. I'm still focused on Wisconsin, but we get leads outside of the outside of Wisconsin, so we'll still hit them. You know?
Okay.
And if we can make something out of it, great.
Because I like this, like 2025.
Yeah.
I have one of my side goals is to do one wholesale at least, just
Okay.
to get my feet wet, and one flip just to get my feet wet.
Nice.
Okay. So I don't have the time and effort to do like the advertising that you do. So how do I know it's an opportunity? So let's say I'm calling an expired or a probate or anything. Like, what are some trigger things that they say that could be like oh, this could be a potential.
Yeah.
Like, keep my ears open for this.
I mean,
could be one.
If there's high motivation or distress, like especially someone who's saying like they need to sell fast,
Okay.
right? That would be a pretty obvious one.
Okay. Yep.
I mean, other than that, though, most of my leads are all inbound now. So all my leads are asking for a cash offer.
Okay.
You know, so for me, I'm not trying to take like an expired and try to offer a cash offer. Like with cold call, it's like cold calling basically, right? So you're going to have a lot lower conversion of that than you will on like a cash, someone who's requesting a cash offer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's why I was thinking like at least one. I feel like in having conversations, because I mean, we talk to people every day on the phones all the time. Like, I feel like I'll have like one opportunity.
Probate's probably going to be your best option for
That's
that.
what I'm thinking.
Expired's probably not, because they're already wanting way too high.
They've already
price.
tried it. Yeah. And they've tried on, they've already on the market. They know they'd go through it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're
unless
looking for
they're
a
like,
price.
unless like their situation changes and they're like, I mean, the other thing you could do is, you know, when you do sense like distress, you could ask them too, like, or you could lead with the cash offer.
Yeah.
Right. And then like the listing could be your backup plan.
Yeah.
You know?
Have you ever heard of HomeLight leads?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I think how they advertise
is a cash offer.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Because I feel like there were a few opportunities that drummed up. So but I'm going to commit to you in 2025, and you're going to hold me accountable.
All right.
Right. Is that I'm going to get at least one wholesale. Yeah.
One flip.
And one flip.
So
yeah.
why do you want to flip?
So I hear like a lot of people talk about it all the time. Right. And when people ask me, like being in real estate, one, I would just want to be able to like, yeah, I did it. And this was kind of like what the process was. And this is kind of like what I learned. Here's the do's and don'ts. And also like, it's like a flip could help give me, instead of like, okay, of course, I'm always going to sell homes traditional, like what I'm doing now, having at least one flip. Imagine, okay, so you make 35K, right? Of a flip. That's income for my next long-term hold. Yeah. Right? Not out of my cash flow from your
real estate sales. Got it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Same with like
the
wholesale.
Thing about flips though is like one of the things that I realize, depending on where you get the lead from, right? If you're going direct to seller, I think you'll have a better chance of that. But my deals like are pretty skinny. Like my first one was 27. That wasn't terrible. Right.
Yeah, 27,000? Yeah.
But my next one is like under 10.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's like one commission check from like,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's not worth it. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah. So you got to be careful, because the other thing that happened to me is I was as an agent also kind of makes it hard too, because I don't know what it was, but I've been like overestimating what I could sell them for, you know? And so like, but as an agent, like, you know, I had a pretty good list to sale price ratio.
Yeah.
So it's different when it's a flip than like someone's home that they live in.
Yeah.
People look at them. Buyers are harder on them.
Okay.
Definitely harder on them. Like the one that we sold in West Dallas should have sold for 300 and we sold it for 280.
No, why? Like, why do you think it didn't sell for? Because buyers are coming in, they know it's a flip. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Which there was perfect comps for 300.
Because I feel like, I mean, you've shown to buyers.
I know. And I know what they say. They're like, oh, this is just a flip, trying to make all this money. Yeah. They see what you buy it for, and they don't see all the costs. Like, I didn't understand what all the costs were either.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, I just thought, oh, okay. So he sold it for 280. He bought it for 200. He probably put 20 grand into it. He made 60 grand.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I know exactly, dude. 100%. Well, this is a perfect little, I would like to shout out for my sponsor, Liquid Death, who has not sponsored me yet, but I pray to God that they do at some point. One day. How was yours tasting, Nate?
Actually, it's really good. I've never had it before. What's the difference between black and white?
I actually don't know. First pass. Because yours says still drinking water, right?
No, mine's sparkling. Oh, so you have the still stuff.
Oh.
Sparkling is way better.
I know.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Liquid Death. Just not yet. I'm kidding. All right. So 60 grand.
Yeah, so they're like, well, he's making 60 grand. So I basically, I thought that too. And buyers think that. So they're seeing he's making 60 grand. They don't, when in reality, it's more like 40 because of all the other costs they're not associating, right?
Right.
So, and they're not looking at the risks that they're taking either,
Yeah.
Because the thing is you think you're going to sell for 300, you sell for 280. That's a small percentage. That's I don't know, less than 10%, right?
Yeah.
7%.
Yeah.
But it's like 50, 60, 70% of your profit.
Did you stage it?
No, we didn't stage that one.
We
did stage the second one, which I think helped.
Have you thought about just like getting a storage unit and like grabbing a bunch of stuff that you guys see?
Well, now we're not really flipping that much though.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if that's not what you're highly focused on.
Yeah.
But I thought about that too, even just for like a real estate, like for
it does
business,
help. Staging for sure helps. We have a pretty good stager now that we'll use when we do. We will still flip a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to do like high volume, I don't think. So I'm probably not going to invest in a bunch of staging stuff or storage or anything. So
your high volume is just going to be with like the more wholesaling aspect of things.
Yeah. Like I want to get that to like 100 grand a month.
Okay. Dang.
Yeah.
How far away do you think you're on for that?
Well, I mean, I could probably hit that, with 5 deals at 20K, right? So
it's burn and turn and you just got to find them.
Yeah, and so right now I have 6 under contract. I mean, I'm not there yet, right? But I definitely think within the next 6 months I can be there.
I was just gonna say, because you mentioned like it's starting to just take off.
Yeah, it's starting to, which it takes time. I mean, I started in February, right? My first deal closed in April, right? But then there's inconsistencies, just like a new real estate agent,
Yeah.
Because you're focused on selling the deals, and then like, oh wait, the marketing. I got to remember, like, I wasn't calling the leads fast enough, and so I wasn't adding to it. So it's just, there's a lot of learning.
You're coming up with your system.
Yeah.
And then once the system is like greased up, it's just.
And then I'm going to hire too, which will help. So I can have someone always calling the leads as they come in. And because we're starting to ramp up our marketing a little bit as we're starting to get a return.
Yeah.
So I think it'll really put.
And you're using Google lead ads, right? Is that mainly,
yeah,
right?
Facebook, Google, YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, this is why I freaking miss our coffee talks.
I know.
I'm really bummed, bro. But that does make me the most handsome person in the office now, just so you know.
Were you not before?
No, yeah. You and Ben, dude. Yeah,
man.
you guys freaking showed up.
Speaking of something funny, I just came from a past client that we sold her house in Delafield because I was dropping off something for her. And she said we took a picture with her at closing, and she's like, did you know that I have a son-in-law, or no, wait, a stepson who's gay? And I was like, no. And she's like, yeah, he saw that picture of you two, and he's like, wow, those two boys are hot. And she was like, so just so you know, my son thinks you're hot. And I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You were the male eye candy in our office, man. And I am now. So thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Proud of you for that.
Dude, so what's going on with the team?
Yeah, so the team.
I want to know all about that.
We've changed a lot with the team, actually. Like we, so our 2 admin are gone.
Okay.
Right.
So who's doing admin, bro?
Dude,
I know you're doing it on yours right now.
Ben was doing it for a while.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was a lot. And this month we're closing like 12 or 13. Last month we closed.
Like not like just residential.
Just residential, yeah.
Good for you guys.
Yeah, I think I don't know what the actual number is. I know like a GCI is like 80 or 90 or something.
So what is he getting those from?
Dude, we're getting a lot of referrals.
Good for you guys.
Yeah.
Well, you guys do a lot of events, right?
This year we're doing 2.
Okay.
Yeah, we're switching it to about 2 a year.
Are you guys like keeping in touch with the database all the time then?
Well, I mean, we have like automated stuff like emails and stuff. But not really like that crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, like we're not calling them or anything.
Well, that's good though. You just did a good you provided an amazing service that it was like it's like you have to use these guys.
Yeah, I mean we're getting, and actually the home buying company has produced some leads too. Okay, yeah, like 2 this month closed from referrals from that.
Home buying, like
my
yours.
company, my side, our company, but on my side.
Because they call off like what, like this.
So basically, if they're like not a good fit, but they want to sell their house, I always like if
Oh.
they won't take a low
Yeah.
offer, they
Yeah.
don't have that much motivation. They're like, but I do need to sell, or I do want to sell.
That's the beauty of it, dude.
Yeah. So it's produced a few different deals.
Okay.
So yeah, it helps a little bit.
Sweet.
Yeah. One of them was like 9 or 10K. The other one was like 4K,
Okay.
5K, something like that.
Nice.
So
you guys then did you hire a new admin?
we did
person?
just hire one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How recent?
Like she started last week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is Ben just like
He's gone this week, so we were like, dude, we got to get her going right away. But the cool thing is she's actually an agent that is doing this like half time for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. So
So
that
she
just
already
like
knows all the systems.
thank
She already knows how to do transactions. She does them for herself. She wanted to be on the team and, have some more
Mhm.
opportunities, plus also have some consistent income. And we're like, perfect.
I think you knew, like, when you were still in the office, we had like a VA assistant.
Mhm.
That was a nightmare. Only because you have to, like, she didn't know anything about
Yeah,
real estate.
that's
It's not her fault. It's just she didn't know.
Right.
And then I'm taking a lot of my time trying to train.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then after the split happened, I started my own. Then
Yep.
I just hired. Her name's Kristen Colt, but she.
Oh, yeah. We know
Yeah,
her.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like that was
Pay per
plug and play.
transaction. That's a good way to go.
It's a great way. I want somebody full time. Like at some point, like that's another goal is to have somebody in the office.
Yeah.
Not just handling just like transactions, but some database management. And I hate planning events, dude.
She's
it
planning
freaks
our
me
event
out.
too,
See?
which is nice. We're doing an event in December. It's that toy drive,
Okay.
happy hour for the homeless veterans initiative.
Nice.
And so yeah, Milwaukee Homeless Veterans Initiative. Yeah. So that's always a good event, a good turnout.
I forget who I saw this from, but it was somebody was talking about the best way to get referrals are the people that do events.
Mm-hmm.
It's the events that get like
That's
clients
honestly,
that are,
I think, what's kept us going
Mhm.
because most of the time, the people that do either refer to us or repeat with us come to our events.
See, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know what it is. It's just that
Mhm.
you're taking the transaction out of it, and you're just
They're
like,
developing
I
a
don't-
relationship.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we had a few of those this year, and they were big deals too. Like one of them was like a $600,000 listing.
Dang.
So, like that's a good
Yeah.
commission for a referral. Like
Yeah.
you paid no money for.
So how who else like how many? Okay, so you have
So we have two
M&M,
agents then,
yeah,
and
two
then
other
we
agents.
have 3 now with Candace, who's also an agent admin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you
And
guys
then Zach
giving
and
them
Dylan.
business, or like you guys training them to like find business as
So
well?
we still do a lot of internet leads,
Okay.
and then I'd say it's about 50-50. They do like their own business, like Sphere and everything, and then internet leads.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like 50-50 with them. So Zach will probably, I think he'll be around 15 or so deals this year, and then Dylan will be like 10-ish.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because like these agents that I just had on my team, like they're dual agent.
They're
Like
prospecting,
is
right? They're all
yours dual?
duals,
Okay,
yeah.
good. I think the buyer agent stuff is dead.
Yeah. I mean, what we are doing though is we are referring all of our buyer agent business out now. Like we don't,
Okay.
we aren't really doing one-on-one buyers anymore, like with Ben.
Yeah.
Just so he
Mhm.
can focus more on the listings because he is getting because we have like 12 listings right now.
That's actually not a bad idea because
Yeah.
I've been showing buyers, but I think right now it's been like more close friends that I've been showing.
Mhm.
It's not a bad idea though.
And we probably still will show like close friends, but
Yeah.
but like Ben and Dylan are great. So, like they're getting a great service that we've trained up and we've worked with. And so we can trust them with, our buyer business, and then it's not the showing agent model anymore. We used to do that.
Yeah.
But we just don't need it anymore.
Yeah, we don't. I mean, so like the 3. So Austin, obviously, he's I like even though it's been a year, I'm like everybody could learn new things and stuff, but I still think he's a veteran agent. Like he's gonna do
He's
like
crushing it.
20 by the end of the year. Okay,
Yeah, that's
his first year.
great.
But the other 3, when they came on board, like I'm actually like I'm super proud of them. Like I told them, like I sat them down. I was like, hey, before we even like commit to like being on the team, I want you to come in and just like prospect and see if it's something that you want. For
That's
like
so
30
smart,
days.
dude. A trial,
Mhm.
so smart.
They stuck around. Now they hop on at 7:45, script practice, 8 a.m., start to call like until like, I mean, they don't have business yet. So
they're calling all day, right?
yeah. And like, dude, I have to, I show them the emotional graph of an entrepreneur, like the valley of despair.
Yes. Yeah.
Because like they are so pumped and excited, like oh man, I'm like Wolf of Wall Street, just
they're starting to get to that like conscious incompetence where it's like, oh, this is hard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But so they got that, and I know I'm just starting to explore like a lead source. I think.
How did you get Austin like closing deals? Was it all from his own prospecting, or did he get leads?
No, for all from his dude. So okay, he was on the other team with me, and then when he decided to make that switch over to myself, I told him like, hey, I want you to do both.
Yeah.
Okay. But when he was on the team prior, we were just giving him Facebook leads.
Okay.
Okay. And those are like the Snickle Fritz of the industry. They're the worst leads ever.
Go for it.
He stuck with it, and his first Facebook lead was I think it was either 500 something or 600
really
something. Yeah, dude.
Buyer or seller?
Buyer.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So he closed that, but he I think that follow-up and stuff to get it to like close the deal, if you will, like on the phone. But he started doing expireds, and he listed and expired within 30 days of starting.
That's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And that's an anomaly.
And you know what I found out just recently though, was before he started in real estate, he did, you know how people buy sneakers and then they go resell them? It's like wholesaling sneakers.
I think he said that on your podcast, right?
Did he?
I was watching your podcast.
Maybe he did. Maybe that's where it was.
He would flip sneakers.
Yeah. And I'm like, this makes sense.
So he's got the entrepreneurial spirit. Yeah,
he does.
Absolutely.
He does.
But still, like I remember doing expireds when I first started them hard, and I did not get one within 30 days. It took me quite a bit longer.
Yeah,
and then I did them hard for 2023, and I think I closed 10,
which is not bad.
It's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
It's just like for me starting out, it's a long game then, because like when I started out on internet leads, and so I was, like I said, I closed like 16 in 6 months,
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then like my first year on my own, 26. Okay. And then my second year, 57. Like now, it's hard to do that with just prospecting.
It is. You need those internet leads. And that's why I'm just starting to like explore it.
But it's expensive.
I know. Well,
it's hard to justify it for a team, So I get it, and that's why it's hard. Like we've found, having the team model is difficult. With a lot of the pieces to the puzzle, So like we still like having the team, but we're probably not looking to expand it too big
anymore.
Yeah.
I think right now, like I'm good, bro.
Yeah.
Like my coach was talking because he's like, what do you want your team to look like? Like, do you want like just as many agents as possible and they kind of they do their thing and you kind of maybe do a little bit of coaching, or do you want like a tight group that is focused on like, we'll say prospecting? Like, do you want like
a little group of A players?
Yeah. Do you want a football team or do you want like SEAL Team 6? I'm like, I want SEAL Team 6.
Yeah.
Because now like, and it happened quickly, and that's I'm actually like super proud, dude.
No, I mean
I was like, I couldn't believe I'm like, oh man, I'm like doing this,
It's pretty awesome. Crazy. Like when I saw that, I was like, dang, dude, Jeff is blowing up over here. He's got the podcast going. He's got the social media on point. He's got the team looking good, dude. Your logo and everything in your office space all looks good.
Yeah. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. So once I know you're like, I'm interviewing you,
Sorry.
Nate. God damn it.
Dude, that's a problem.
No, I'm
with
kidding.
Me. I always ask questions.
No, say it, right? Hey, it's a good thing, man. That's a good thing. So with the team, what is it? So you got 2 agents, admin, you in bed, not gonna look at expand.
We'll probably do around 100 transactions this year, something like that.
Okay.
And then, I really think like we want our agents to hit their goals. Like that's really like we went from hardcore, like tracking your KPIs every day, got to be in the office, making your calls, got to, we're a lot less hardcore now and more so like, hey, let's just tell me what your goals are. We'll help you hit them.
Yeah.
We're not going to be that crazy about it.
Mhm.
And so that's kind of that's what we've kind of adopted more. And then we're just going to focus on like Ben growing our retail business that way.
Yep.
And then I'm going to grow the investment business, and then we're going to start hiring on that side. And Ben's probably going to do a little bit of both. He's probably going to sell our deals since he's already selling properties.
Mhm.
So it's kind of the same thing. It's like finding it's like listing properties or whatever, selling them to buyers, cash buyers. So that'll be a good fit there. I'll focus on the acquisition side, getting new sellers, getting new contracts,
Mhm.
like the home buying side, right? And then we'll probably scale it that way.
Okay.
That's kind of
And I was gonna say with like the scaling part, because I mean, you're what? So you said your first goal is really 100,000 a month,
yeah,
right?
which is gross. So your marketing is going to be 20 to 25% of that, right? Because you're looking for like a 4 to 5x. Your marketing spend. And then when you do hire salespeople, you're going to be looking at another 20% on both sides, like total. So you're looking at like 40 to 45% cost to get the deals, right?
Yeah.
So like if you can be around like a 40 to 50% margin on that and not really be doing the work, you'd be managing at that point.
And that's the ultimate goal for you.
Yeah.
Is just to manage your division.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, but you'll still hire, I mean, obviously, like you said, to hire for your division, doing acquisitions and stuff like that.
Yeah. So we're going to hire acquisitions, we're going to hire dispositions, and then we're going to like manage it. And then it's going to be more, the vision is to grow like the portfolio, right? The rentals.
Yeah.
And to get that tax benefits and to get the cash flow that way. Right?
Do you think you ever, like the whole team transition over to just investments then?
No, unless they want to.
Okay.
We always still need agents though, because again, we have retail referrals coming in from our agent businesses, right? Like from our past clients. Like, our past client database is like 500 now, between all of us.
Yeah.
Or maybe 400, I don't know. Something in that range, 300 to 500.
Yeah.
And so like we always have referrals coming in. Like we need some people to service that.
Yeah.
And to help them.
Like now that I'm just like, because I feel like, yes, I started a team a while ago, but now that I'm doing it on my own, I feel like I'm just like starting, right? And then now I'm thinking to myself is like, shit, like when do I get to like how long is it going to take for me to really dial back? When do you think that you guys can dial back? How far out do you think you are? Or is that like, you're going to wait till 60 and then dial back?
Well, I mean, I'm always going to probably work in some capacity.
That's how
right?
I feel too. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not even close to that, so it's hard to say, but I could see within the next year being able to have like a team that's consistently producing business for us on that side. And then, I'll probably still be doing some sales, but probably in the next like 2 years, I bet I could be completely like just managing, not talking to sellers or buyers.
Yeah.
I bet that could be the case. 2 to 3 years.
Okay.
And then, scale that to whatever that is, 100, probably 200-300. Like there's guys out there doing this type of model that are, at like 10 million a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I didn't see on the retail side as much.
On like dialing back.
No, like you don't see many teams out there making 10 million in commissions.
No.
But there are people doing it on the wholesale, like flipping business.
Well, I think that's where it's at. I think that if you want to do that, that's the next step. And I think that's where it's really cool how you and Ben like did that, like teamed up. And then you're like, well, if we want to make this much, like we do need the investment side of things.
Yeah. Because we were kind of stuck. Like we were both around like the 250 a year in like net income.
Yep.
For a couple years. And then that's why I was like, well, I want to keep growing, but I feel like I'm a little capped.
Yeah. Yeah. Got to do something new, and you mold it to the business. So before we like wrap up here, what is the, like, I've been trying to do with the end of my podcast is like, what is one thing that somebody could take away and start today? So let's just take wholesale because that's where you've been, your primary focus is. Yeah. What is like one thing that somebody could do today that could get them in the right direction of wholesaling?
Yeah. I mean, I think if it's like I said before, like there's 3 things you can invest in. Number 1 is yourself, 2 is your business, and then 3 is in people for your business, right? So the first thing is just invest in yourself. Find a program that you can learn this with, that's going to teach you about it. Because I spent 3 months learning about the business before I did it. So I would say
Smart.
invest in yourself, learn
Yeah.
about the business, and you're still going to make mistakes. So just start too,
Mhm.
because I've made a lot of mistakes this year. So invest in yourself to learn and then start.
Yep. Awesome. Nate, man, thank you for like, this is good. It's like this should have been coffee, dude. Like our freaking coffee thing. So
No, this is great. I appreciate you having me.
I appreciate it, dude.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, man.
Thanks.
Oh, see, this is why I have my creative director. He always reminds me.
What do you say?
Thanks for coming on to Closing Time Podcast with Nate Engels. Episode 6. Episode 6. Thank you very much. Thanks, Roosh, for being there for me, for being my sidekick.
6. Nice, dude. That was
Is it 6?